Hello, Derek Drago here. This is the Future Counseling video blog. This is the last one. And today, or tonight, I'm going to be talking about basically what I learned in this class. So I'll go over that, and then my understanding of counseling in the future, or what I think about it. The most meaningful activity for me, we'll talk about that a little bit, and then how I'm personally different. So let's get going. All right, what I've learned over the course of the term, I'm going to say three things stood out for me. First was bracketing was a term that I learned, and was something that I hadn't thought about. Basically, putting the welfare of the client first and putting your beliefs aside, even when they clash, was something that's actually hard to swallow and difficult, but makes sense. And putting the welfare of the client first, you would have to bracket your beliefs, especially if they weren't the same. And so following the code of ethics there, that's actually the very first one, A1A. So yeah, that was important. And then the second thing was the integration of actually my Christian worldview into my counseling strategy, if you will. And I'm basically using the Aristotelian method or model of truth, truth-telling, being virtuous, and transcending oneself for the good of oneself and the city, as with what Aristotle would say. And then Jordan Peterson picks up on that also by saying we have to view the world as if everything matters, and if you live your life that way, by telling the truth, by transcending yourself and being self-reliant and taking responsibility for yourself, well then you can change yourself, and then you can also change everyone else. That was also something that was a main theme of Alexander Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, which was a very influential book for me. But anyways, my model of basically, because I believe God is truth, and I believe He is at the top of the hierarchy, but in this sense, to integrate and strategize, I'm going to put truth at the top of the model, which God is truth. So, and then work that way as far as truth-telling and virtue and those sorts of things, and transcendence. So that's the second thing. And then finally, in chapter 14, it talked about technology, especially for anxiety, because as we know, anxiety is a big thing in children nowadays, as adults, and gaming, like virtual reality environments and virtual reality games are helping children and helping adults confront that anxiety and being able to practice their self-regulating tools to minimize and cope with that anxiety. And I think that's a great thing, and I'm totally on board with that. And with that said, the understanding of counseling in the future for me is starting with technology. The virtual reality environments where you can put people into settings where they're going to be anxious, where there's going to be an anxiety, and they're able to confront it. As Jordan Peterson says, confront the beast, the archetype of the hero. Confront the beast, slay it, which is basically self-regulation and coping skills to minimize that anxiety to where it's almost non-existent. And so these virtual reality practice sessions, if you will, is outstanding. Like I said before, I'm totally on board with that. And that was in chapter 14. They also talked about, there's games like Minecraft and Sims, where they can find friends and relate. There's many social relating games also to practice those type of things, and that's a that's a great thing, and I'm totally on board with that. What is my understanding of that was my understanding. What's the most meaningful activity for me? Well, I'm gonna have to go with the video blogs because they're difficult. Um, for me, it's actually much easier to write and think about things and then write it down than actually say it out loud and express yourself in a meaningful and direct way that has impact, that can be impactful to others. And so the video blogs were an eye opener, and they helped me, especially as in the future you're going to have to be expressing yourself correctly and with purpose. And in that sense, I need to transcend myself as far as being a better speaker as opposed to a writer. How am I personally different? Well, I think I'm a little bit wiser with my integration plan, with my bracketing, and also with speaking. I'm getting better at speaking and expressing myself in like I said, a meaningful and impactful way. So that for me is how I'm different. Thank you very much, and I hope that you like this video.